Hello and welcome to another edition of ProtoMet Tries, and in today's video I'm going to be trying Old El Paso's Spanish rice. Spanish style rice. I don't know why they have that twice, but whatever. I have a bit of an iffy history with Spanish rice. Rice-A-Roni Spanish rice, cooked on a stovetop, pretty tasty. The ready rice variety, not nearly so much. But since this is a stovetop variety, let's see what Old El Paso brings to the table in 3, 2, 1. Take a look at that, if you can. Let's get some nice rice. How does it smell? Like fresh popcorn. I don't know, maybe it's just the steam, but that smelled like freshly popped popcorn. Minus the butter. Or with the butter. I'm not sure. Again, it's probably just the steam. But I'm not getting too distinctive a scent just on its own. So let's give it a taste. It does have a bit of a tomatoey taste, vaguely reminiscent of taco meat minus the meat. It's not bad. I should have let it cool a bit. Whew. It's not spicy, it's just temperature, fresh off the stove, top hot. I think I'd stick with the Rice-A-Roni boxed Spanish rice. I think that one includes instructions to add diced tomatoes, which I feel would work with this pretty well. Unless I'm mistaking that for the Mexican rice, but this is fine, but I feel like I said, I feel like the Rice-A-Roni box is a better choice than this. In fact, I would argue that it's actually quicker, as this takes like 25 minutes to cook, whereas the Rice-A-Roni box takes like 20 minutes on the stovetop. Now, granted, the Rice-A-Roni on the stovetop does require you to brown the rice before adding all the wet mixture, so there is a bit of extra time in there, I will admit. But I feel like the Rice-A-Roni is just the better option, if you ask me. Also, part of the instructions say to reduce heat, but it doesn't really say what to reduce the heat to. For like the first 12 and a half minutes, I had it set to low. And then I set it to medium-low, which seemed to have done it better. I probably should have kept it on medium-low the entire 25 minutes that this was covered on the stovetop. Because gonna had to put this on high a bit to boil off some of the excess liquid. There is still some sauce type liquid, which is fine, but like fresh off the stove, it was still pretty watery. And admittedly, steam kind of evaporated some of that, but because Rice-A-Roni does a better job of telling you what temperatures you should be cooking this stuff at, or at least what settings on your stove, it helps a lot with cooking this. I feel like if I had kept this on low the entire 25 minutes, there would be a lot more water. Now, bearing in mind that my stovetop has its settings at high, medium, low, and low, and off. So if you're going for like an exact temperature, this and the Rice-A-Roni aren't going to really tell you what temperatures you should be cooking it at, but this just simply saying reduce heat doesn't really help. And generally, anytime I'm boiling something, unless the instructions say to boil at a specific temperature, I'm going to assume that it means high heat. So again, I'm glad that like the Rice-A-Roni and Pasta-Ronis actually give you like more specific settings for when you should turn down the heat. And to roughly what temperature. This just kind of assumes that you've made it before, but don't really remember the exact instructions. So it gives you a broad idea. This definitely feels like leaves a lot more of experimentation up to the consumer. But again, it's not terrible. It does feel like it should have something extra in it, though. And I think the diced tomatoes in the Rice-A-Roni do a good job of adding that something extra. As it is, this is fine, but there are better options. So, until next time, I'm ProtoMet. See ya.